Our Target's got jack. Cause like, look, they have, like, I've never seen Hawkeye before.
Oh my God.
I've never seen the Moon Knight figure or Miss Marvel. And then they have like the really cool like Ironheart. Like I've never seen any of those before. Yeah, this is probably one of the best scenes of the film is when they fought. Yeah, this is very, very cool to see in person. Because I remember when they released it on Twitter, I was like, oh my gosh. It's only available at Target, so that's the only place you can get it. He's really seen better days. Yeah, I saw that on their Instagram and I was like, yeah. Just to see like a Twilight display in 2022 is like really. Okay, here's favorite series. I just want to show you guys a few of the things that I picked up today when doing like Christmas shopping. The biggest thing that I was mainly wanting to go for was, and if you follower of Hot Topics, you know, Instagram page, you know that there's been a resurgence of Twilight merch in 2022. I know it is crazy. To have Twilight merch out again is a huge thing. To now have Twilight merch and not just like one or two things, it's an abundance of things and like plus size things too. It's kind of like we're winning. I picked up a few things. I did get an Edward Cullen t-shirt. That is a Christmas present for myself. My dad is wrapping it up for me. So, like, I wanted to buy it all, but obviously I'm trying to be good. And something that I've wanted for a very long time is, I remember in 2011, they came out with like, you could get like a replica of Bella's wedding ring. And I've always wanted that. I had one in my hand at one point. I was going to buy it. I just decided against it and I could just kick myself. Now, obviously, I'm sure like Hot Topic jewelry, some of it can be hit or miss. I mean, I don't care. I bought it. Now, they're the rings on a necklace, but because I don't know what size the rings are, I'm probably just going to keep them on the necklace. So I have their wedding rings. And my inner Twilight fan is screaming. Seeing that end cap, like that display of Twilight stuff in 2022, you can't, joy and the excitement that I felt in that moment. This might be dumb for some people who don't understand like people's obsession with Twilight or how Twilight like means a lot to people. I will say this though, it doesn't really fit on my finger, it barely fits. But you know what? Just like, it's a weird feeling. Like, I'm looking at, like, I have Bella's wedding ring on my hand. For some people, they just be like, it's just a ring. But to me, it means so much more. I got a notification this morning from Apple Music talking to me about 2022, the music that defined your year. So I guess they're kind of doing their own, like, Spotify Wrapped. I've always wanted to participate in Spotify Wrapped, and one day I think I'll get Spotify. Cool to be able to, like, see what my top song, my top album, my top artist was this year. How many times did I listen to Taylor Swift this year? Because I know it's very many. My total minutes are 6,595. That checks out because I listen to music a lot. My top song is Lavender Haze. Not a big Karma, but the more I think about it, I love Karma off of Midnights, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I have listened to Lavender Haze, because if you don't make it through the whole album, I always go back to like the first 3 songs. I've listened to Lavender 83 times. That checks out. Top artist is Taylor Swift. What a shocker. And I've listened to Taylor Swift for 3,087 minutes. Not really surprised. An album you keep on repeat. It's like Demi's new album. Which is also not surprising because I listened to her album Holy Fuck so many times because I just love punk rock Demi. So her new album that came out this year was just chef's kiss. It was everything I want from Demi. Listen to Holy Fuck. 473 plays. Not really surprising. I really like that album a lot. I like that I get to participate in some type of like wrap up thing. Every time someone would do a Spotify Wrapped, I'm like, I want to do something like that. Why can't Apple Music have something like that? And now they have this, and I hope they continue doing it because it is very cool. I saw Strange World last night, and I honestly think some people gotta freaking chill out, cause like, I don't know. It seems like a movie either has to be this groundbreaking masterpiece, or it's either shit. It has to be one or the other. It can't be just a fun, entertaining movie. It has to be one or the other. Complete garbage or a masterpiece. And it's kind of frustrating to me because it's like, movies do not have to be a grand masterpiece or just like a shitty film. They can just be a fun film, like has some cute, wholesome moments. It's just a solid, enjoyable film. Like, when did it become this whole thing of it's either a masterpiece or it's trash? Like, Strange World is not that bad. And I think its biggest problem is that the marketing for it has been like 0 to none. I mean, granted, I've seen a lot of marketing for it because like I follow a lot of Disney accounts, but I'm sure some people are boycotting the film and shitting on it because of said gay character, which is like, I roll my eyes and I'm like, grow up. Also, people are complaining now that there's an interracial couple and that there's a disabled dog with only 3 legs. I'm like, okay. I can't with people. Anyway, I enjoyed Strange World. Is it like a groundbreaking, like innovative, amazing new like thing with like an original plot? No! Is that okay? Yes. Did I cry? A little bit. Did I like love it? No, but I had a fun time with it. I think it was a solid film. Like, all of like the 3 different generations and like the dynamic of all of that was very good. I give it like a B-. And also, I just have to point out, you know what other movies bombed at the box office that years later became absolute classics and hits to a lot of people? Treasure Planet and Atlantis. Those are 2 Disney animated films that when they came out, they did not great at the box office. They bombed, according to critics. But yet, now people are like, they're underrated masterpieces. So who knows? In like 20 plus years, 10 plus years, people could be like, hey, Strange World is actually really good. And who knows? It could go straight onto Disney Plus and it could be an instant classic. Like, look at how well Encanto did when it went onto Disney Plus. So who knows? So the last couple days have been kind of frustrating. I am just hating everything that I am making right now, except for like my Blur, Transformers Blur and Me sketches that are very sketchy. Those have been like saving me. I go through this period every once in a while, but I feel like it's really bad right now, and it's frustrating because I want to create and do some like holiday drawings for like Christmas time, but I just feel like every time I start sketching something out, I don't like them. It's a combination of I just don't like my art that I'm creating, the way my like coloring style, nothing's changed, but it just feels like it's awful and worse, and it's just, I look back at older pieces from like earlier this year and they look better to me. I feel like I'm also having some imposter syndrome of my artwork being like, you are not that good of an artist, don't kid yourself. I feel the I'm not good enough as an artist, your art sucks creeping over me, and I don't like that. Trying not to let it like latch its claws onto me, but it's easier said than done. It's hard when you're an artist. Just in general, like I've always compared myself to other people, and I've always had imposter syndrome usually every once in a while, and I've always doubted myself. And at the same time, I have no like inspiration to draw anything. Like I want to do Christmas drawings, but I have no idea what to do. I'm just kind of in this loop of I don't know what to draw. I don't know. I'm struggling right now, and I'm hoping that in the next couple days or the next week, I will be unstruggling because I don't want to be struggling right now. Saying I was just not feeling it with my art. I was just stuck in this rut. Like I was feeling the imposter syndrome, like I was hating all of my art. I think I may have solved it a little bit. And I think my other problem is that I need to take more time on one piece of artwork and not Russia. These shapes, because I use a circle for the head, a rectangle for the body, etc. When I did that, I didn't figure out the pose enough to where I would go straight in with like my main layer, sketch layer, and it just would look wonky because I just didn't play around with the pose. Because if you don't do the basic layers, then when you go in to add details, it's just gonna look wonky. I'm using a new brush. That was my whole thing to solve all of this, is I'm using a new brush now, which I always wanted a painterly style for my artwork, or for like my digital art, and so I'm actually using a brush in the paint like section of brushes to like make the brush work. I need, one, not rush my sketch layer, sketch out your, even if your sketch is like super messy. I also need to flesh out the pose, as I said. I don't want to like jinx myself and say I figured it out. I don't feel hopeless, but I still feel like on the fence about it. Hopefully we'll continue to be on the up versus on the down. 4th COVID shot, 2nd booster down. Let's go. This has been what I've been doing for the last, like, I'd say about 2 hours. Yeah, I was gonna vlog me making those cookies over there this morning. We were just testing my patience today. Usually on the Hershey Kisses like bag, they have the recipe, right? This year, the recipe's not on the bag. You have to go to hershey'srecipes.com. And of course, I was like, okay, sure, I'll do it. That was the first hassle of the morning. And when I finally click on it, it says website unavailable. Then I refresh the page and it's all good. And then my Wi-Fi decides to stop working in that moment. I'm like, as Miss T Swift would say,
this one can't have nice things.
But like, hey, they're done now and they turned out pretty good. So, you know, there's that.